In previous video, we have seen how to create work item for just-in-time process from scratch. This time, we will learn how to pass data across steps within a work item. We first open the work item composer. Create a new work item, name it as pass data across steps, and put it into example category. Open the work item. Let's define two simple steps, create a use case diagram, and define the description of the use cases. We skip the steps on define instructions and examples, as they already show in previous video. In step 1, we add a diagram as artifact. Select use case diagram as the diagram type to create. Define the name of the artifact as general use case diagram. Click the plus icon in associated diagram field. Specify a new scope for the artifact. Let's name it as example. We also need to provide the name of the diagram as well. Note that the name of the diagram not necessary to be same as the name of the artifact. Press OK to close the configuration dialogues. Now select step 2. This time we add a data table as the artifact. Name the artifact as use case details. Select the example scope we defined in step 1. By press OK to close the configuration dialog, the data table editor will be shown. We select use case as the model type that this table will focus in. Choose within scope of artifact as the scope of the table. Select the example scope we previously defined. Now we add the properties of use cases into table. Press the Add Column button, and select Property or Tagged Value. The name property will be added as the first column by default. Press the Add Column button again to add another property. Name the column header as Description. Press the drop-down button in the column to bring up the property list, and select Description. Now the configuration is done. Let's close the work item editor, and publish the work item to repository. Close the work item composer, and switch to a just-in-time process. Unlock the just-in-time process for editing. Drag the newly created work item from gallery into process map. Lock the process back to execution mode. Double-click on the newly defined work item. As you can see, since we didn't define instructions and examples for the steps, therefore those sections simply won't show in the work item. Press the General Use Case Diagram button in step 1 to create the diagram. Let's create a very simple use case diagram, with 2 actors and use cases. Click the breadcrumb to go back to work item. And we complete the step. This will trigger commit of project into repository. Once it is done, we automatically being moved to step 2. Click on the Use Case Details button to open the data table. Now the 2 use cases we created in the diagram in previous step are being listed, means the data defined in previous step being passed to this step. We can define the details of the use case in the description field. When finished, click the breadcrumb to go back. And then complete the step. What if we go back to step 1 and modify the diagram? Let's try create a new use case. Complete the step and go to step 2 again. The new use case automatically show in the data table. This is how we pass data across steps within a work item. Thank you for watching.